What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. So you guys see the... I don't even know what I'm going to name this, actually. I don't even know what the title of this video is going to be. And it's a serious video. This is not a joke. It's not a work. So work is a wrestling term. If you're a professional wrestler, work is a term used for making up like a fake story. It's making up some bullshit that's technically based on a little bit of reality, but it's fake. And Erin doesn't even know I'm making this video. She's actually at work right now. She's on call and she got called in, so she's going to be at work till late. But she's going to see this and be like, "Wow, I can't believe, finally you're talking about this." So this kind of all started where I wanted to actually talk about this in the last couple of days, and I wasn't really sure how to bring it up. I wasn't really sure how to talk about it because, again, this is not the first time I'm putting myself out there and being vulnerable, and I'm opening myself up to a lot of shitstorm that could come. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck could anybody do to me? I mean, the shit that's been done to me in my life, the stuff that I've been through, what's really going to happen? Some trolls are going to fucking bust my balls? Fuck it, whatever. So when I thought I tore my lat, which is kind of an update to that, I did not tear my lat. It was a grade 1 strain. So whether you know it or not, any kind of strain or muscle pull, if you pull the muscle, you've had a muscle tear before. It is a small tear in the muscle. That's what a pulled muscle actually is. And the level 1 strain, level 2 strain, level 3 strain, and level 3 strain is a full muscle tear. Level 1 strain is a muscle pull. Level 2 strain is kind of in between, where there's some tearing, there's some bruising, but it's not a full tear. There's no indent, etc. But there's different ways of getting strains. And I did get a muscle pull. It was a pulled muscle. So the people out there that were pointing fingers at me and be like, "Jerry keeps tearing shit." If you've ever had a pulled muscle, you've had a muscle tear. Muscle tears are not really that uncommon in the real world. Just full tears like my pec tear, which is not even uncommon in bodybuilding, but full tears like that are a little uncommon in the real world. But actual tears in the muscle, extremely common. People that don't even work out get them all the time. People that play tennis get them. Pulled muscle is a tear, is a strain, but that's regardless. So I really went down a bad place because I overreacted, figuring that I really tore that muscle off. And I was just getting to the point in my life where I felt a little bit better about myself, able to train a little bit better after tearing my pec from the previous year, right? It's going to be a year in March. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really know how to approach this, but Bradley Martyn actually sparked this video. And you're probably going to be like, "Jerry, what the fuck?" And it's not that I saw a Bradley Martyn video that sparked it, but I saw Bradley at the LA Fit Expo. We exchanged pleasantries. He was super nice. I mean, ever since we talked in person the first time, he's been super nice to me. And he had people around him. I had people around me. I didn't want to have a discussion with him right then and there. But while I was at the booth, the Muscle Sport Mag booth, he was at a booth a couple things down. He came by and I said, "Brad," and he turned around and I kind of called him over. And now is a good time to talk to him because there was a lot of stuff going on. And there was a lot of people around, so they couldn't really hear what I was saying to him because we were kind of close talking. And I told him, "Thank you." I said, "Thank you for speaking out against mental illness. And thank you for talking about the things that I feel like need to be talked about. And I myself suffer from mental illness. I obviously have the anxiety that I was born with that has crippled me just about my entire life, which was my catalyst for using heroin and going through the drug abuse that I did. The anxiety. Now, I did have it as a kid. I also have attention deficit disorder, which is not really a mental illness, but it is a behavioral disorder, as well as dyslexia, where I rearrange letters all the time, and it's not due to lack of trying, it's due to lack of the way my brain does stuff. But I told him thank you because my father also suffered from mental illness. And I saw firsthand how ashamed he felt, how dumb he felt, the things that he would say, like the things that my mom would tell me he said, because I didn't live up there anymore. It really hurt because they look at people with mental illness as there's something wrong with them. Even though so many people suffer from it, that I feel like we really need a dialogue so that people can open up and just talk openly about this stuff. And, Bradley said, "Oh, thank you so much for saying something." And then, we did, the bro hug, and then he was like, he goes, "Come here," and he just fucking grabbed me and, actually hugged me like an old friend would hug a friend. And it kind of caught me off guard because I was like, I think what we're seeing is because of people like Bradley and other people talking about it, and Bradley being in touch with his emotions and being able to kind of put that out there despite what anybody's going to think or something, even hugging fucking some random person like me in the middle of an expo over something like what we were talking about, just being open and honest. And it's not that I haven't been open and honest, it's that I've been confused and scared about what my personal mental illness has meant and done to me. And my wife, Erin, has seen it, and it upsets her to no end. Like, I don't think anybody in my life has ever seen what Erin has seen in me and the things that I've been open and forward with her over the last year. So what happened over the last year is my anxiety usually is very controllable with the CBD oil. And it doesn't matter whether it's money things, family things, like whatever is going on, the CBD usually is very helpful. When I tore my pec, it really put me in a bad place. And I tried so hard to fight back, and that's what I've been doing for a year. I've been fighting and fighting and fighting it. And when I get pushed back, I push back against it. And what I mean by that is I'm not able to train like I really like to or want to train. And therefore, I can't control my physique. And therefore, it makes me feel inadequate and bad about myself. Because I know I can look so much better, and I'm in the fitness industry, and there's all these freaks around me and shit. So despite what other people may look at and say, oh, I really would like to look like Jerry, I think he looks good, I'm not happy because I know I can be better. But I cannot train. I've tried. I've tried to be the stubborn, strong person to push through the training, and my training has been all over the place in the last year, trying to adapt it to a new style of training so that I can bring my physique back and not re-injure that area. Like, this is the injury that is something that is my fault 100%. My form broke down, and for a split second with that form breakdown, my pec tore. But it's like, you know, my friend Bobby's torn his pec 3 times. He's torn one twice and one the other. You know, my friend John Mercer tore both his pecs benching like 600 pounds. Both pecs tore. Scott Mendelson tore his pec. I know Scott. Kevin the Hulk Washington, I was with him at Iron Wars 4. Aaron and I were with him. He tore his pec benching. And I'm like, it's such a common thing, and people have to overcome it. But once you have that tear, you're scared to go back and try to push yourself because there's PTSD left over from this tear. That tear scared me and hurt me so much because, remember, I don't take painkillers. So everybody else that tears a muscle, they can get some Vicodin or a Percocet or an Oxycontin or whatever to help them through that period of. I don't have that. I went through the pain nonstop until it finally healed. I don't get the luxury, being me, of not being able to drug myself to not feel the pain, okay? Of being able to drug myself to not feel the pain. Even the doctor, when I was in the ER, was like, you sure you don't want some? And I had to tell him, look, I'm allergic to it. He was like, oh. Then he kind of got it because he was like, I know you're in pain, man. He's like, and this is going to get really bad. And I was just like, nah, I'm cool, you know, whatever. So the PTSD of actually tearing the muscle and going through that much constant pain nonstop, at the same time not being able to do what I've done for 27 years, which is train, which I love to do. I would walk in the gym every day and not be motivated, not be inspired, not be ready to train, try to figure stuff out because I didn't know what to do. I was in a spot that, you know, Kevin Levrone tore his pec. He told me, you'll be fine, just go out, no problem. You know, Jay Cutler tore his bicep. But you're also talking about guys that actually had surgeries to repair it. Mine was not repairable through surgery. You know, Jeremy Bonilla was able to have the surgery and come back and compete in the Olympia. Now, again, his physique wasn't up to par because he does have that injury that is going to be there for the rest of his life. Like, that side is probably stronger that he already repaired. If he's benching, that side will take more of the workload. When the other side tries to push the workload, if it's too much of a workload because it can't keep up, the other side's going to tear, which is very common when somebody has a pec tear and keeps benching, they tear the other pec. I slipped into a depression. I did. And I'll tell you what, it's like it is a very hard thing to deal with every day when you get up and you just launched a new company. And you want to put on a happy face and you want to be out there and you want to be motivated, right? You want to be motivated because I've been motivated. I've been self-motivated my entire life. I don't need to see pictures. I don't need to watch videos. I don't need to fucking listen to music. I can go in the gym and just be motivated by myself. And it was gone. And I said, how the fuck am I going to do this? I feel like everything that I ever cared about and worked for and built in the last 25 years is literally coming undone. Like, I'm literally going to lose everything because I can't project what's supposed to be on the outside right now, and people are going to judge me for that. And how am I supposed to help people accomplish their goals if I can't accomplish my goal myself? I'm the one that always preaches, if you can't do it, you shouldn't be telling people how to do it. Now, I've done it in the past, which makes it a little bit different, but I still hold myself to a standard that I hold everyone else to. I'm not a double standard type guy. So therefore, if I hold someone else to that standard, I need to be held to that standard. And that depression, I had suicidal thoughts. And it may be very hard to comprehend for someone to say, Jerry, it's just working out. Like, why would you fucking think about killing yourself from working out? It's not working out. It's my life. I lost myself with losing the gym. And I'm not talking about I lost myself as just my physique, but my mental ability to focus and overcome and adapt to things was completely thrown off. And that's who I've been my entire life. I've been able to overcome and adapt my entire life, but I couldn't overcome and adapt this to get back to where I was. It was the first time in my life I was completely helpless. And the words, I can't, started to seep into my head. I hate those words. Anybody says I can't, you're full of shit. I can't started to seep into my head. I can't train properly. I can't grow my physique. I can't motivate myself right now. I can't get up and do this. Although I went through the motions and did it anyways, to the best of my ability, I knew that inside there was a raging ball of fire that wanted to get out there and train and do what I normally do. And it was over. So who do you become now? Who do you turn into at this point? Who are you if you can't do the one thing? I've had all these bad things happen my whole life. When I was 15 years old, I started training with weights. That training with weights gives me a place to pray, a place to concentrate, a place to clear my head, a place to get out aggression, a place to think about things I normally wouldn't think about, a place to center myself. It was gone. Who the fuck are you now? You've lost yourself. That one thing, the training itself, was my anchor. Like The Rock says, it was my anchor that kept me focused on the straight and narrow. Without that intensity throughout the day, your brain is just like your body. It needs to be exercised. Without pushing yourself, without motivating. If you can't motivate yourself to go to the gym, which is the easiest thing because you love it, how are you going to motivate yourself in business? How are you going to motivate yourself to help other people? How are you going to motivate yourself to get up in the morning and do what you have to do? How are you going to motivate yourself to be a better husband, a better father, whatever? All of this stuff hit me. And it got to the point where the first time in my life at 43, and I've told this to Erin, like when she sees a video, I know she's going to be crying. I'm tired. I am tired. I am tired of fighting for everything, for every fucking inch of everything that I need to get. I'm tired of picking myself up off the ground when I'm knocked down. I'm tired of constantly trying to push against the people pushing back against me just because they think it's fucking funny, non-stop all day long. I'm tired. My fucking soul is tired. And I really had to look inside myself, and it dawned on me that this is hereditary. Like, this is something that has been handed down to me in my genetics. And the reason why I say that is I talked about this stuff before with counselors and in psychologists, psychiatrists, whichever one. They prescribe medicine, so I think that's a psychiatrist. And I was told from a little kid by an adult. I was a kid. I don't want to talk about who it is because it doesn't matter, because I've already fucking drove my family so fucking crazy that none of my family talks to me because I talked about my abuse as a kid. So now none of my family talks to me. My two cousins, Trisha and Keith, are the only two that still talk to me, and my entire family has fucking wiped me out of existence because I told the dirty secret about how we got beaten as kids. Another thing that puts me in a depression. I don't have family left, right? So much of this swirling around in my fucking head. I had a family member that was an older family member who took care of me. We'll just leave it like that. That when I would have this issue and I was spending time with this person, I'd say, well, this happened and it's upsetting me. And this person would tell me, well, life's hard. It's not fun. There's nothing fun about life. I want to kill myself every day. Every day I want to drive my car into that tree right there and kill myself. But I don't. And I didn't think much of it, but this adult would tell me, anytime I had a problem, I said something to them, it would be the same shit. They would tell me about how unfair life is, how they would want to kill themselves just about every day. And that shit starts to seep in. Well, that's a normal thing. You don't have a good life. You don't have something going on good that day, and you just want to kill yourself. So it's like you have this anxiety with this individual who keeps pushing in your head that it's normal to want to kill yourself because things are not going right. And you don't realize as a kid, as a teenager, that stuff programs you. And here we are in 2019. I've been doing this unprogramming for the last couple of months. I've been unprogramming my brain, which is part of the reason why my family hates me now. It's because I have unprogrammed the shit that has happened to me as a kid to be able to stand here and tell you that I wake up in the morning now and I am fucking motivated. I am inspired. I'm excited. I'm in the gym fucking smiling. I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm not even wearing my fucking headphones in the gym lately because I'm happy enough to say I'm in the gym and I'm fucking training and I'm enjoying the training. I may never look like I did before, but do I have to? What do I have left to prove at 43 that I haven't already done? The new goals that I have nothing to do with being a professional bodybuilder. The new goals that I have nothing to do with bench pressing 500 pounds. The new goals that I have nothing to do with being the person that I once was. I'm not who I once was. A lot of that has to do with my spirituality. Many of you may not know that I am actually an ordained minister now. I am actually Pastor Jerry Wayne Ward, officially licensed. Things that are happening in my life that made me look at it and say life is not about being able to train like you used to. This year last year I got to train with Jay Cutler a couple times in his retirement, and I get to see how his training was adapted to what he does now so he doesn't get injured. I've talked to Sean Ray in depth about injuries, and he told me flat out, he's like, why? He goes, I don't even use anything more than a 40-pound dumbbell anymore. He's like, why? What do I need to do that for? He goes, I don't want to wind up like fucking Ronnie Coleman. And I'm like, he's got a good fucking point. Sean is healthy and fucking feeling good because he's not fucking trying to kill himself in the gym anymore. So there comes a time where you could still look as good as you possibly can. You could still do the things that you want to do, but just because things have changed and are different doesn't mean that your life is over. You know what I mean? And again, it's not working out because I can't work out right, my life is over. It's about the fact that one staple, that one anchor, it had been in my life for so long, and it was the only positive thing in my life for long periods of time, if not years, was going to the gym and working out, able to change my body, and I controlled what was happening in that environment. The rest of my environment, I was out of control. Other people controlled what was going on in the environment. Parents, jobs, whatever was going on. I was completely out of control with what was going on in my life. But that gym, those workouts gave me control and taught me to be controlling in myself, controlling my emotions, controlling everything. Like, yes, I was scared to get under a 400-pound squat bar. Of course I was scared to get under. I was scared to get under a 400-pound bench press bar. I was scared to fucking do those things. Why? Because you can get crushed under the fucking weight. But you overcome those fears. That bodybuilding taught me to overcome those fears. And by overcoming those fears, I learned to be motivated, to be inspired, to be fearless with those things. I look back now and I watch these kids doing squats with 600 pounds and shit. Not kids, guys, whatever. And I'm like, oh fuck, how are they? I used to do that because it taught me to do that. But at 43, I don't have to be that anymore. My goal is to hand all that shit down to you guys and literally say, here's the fucking blueprint. Here's the path. This will help you get to where I was and help you blossom into whoever the fuck you're going to be. And hopefully, many of you out there that are in similar or even worse spots than I was in may find that anchor, may find that place of solitude when you're in the gym, that the gym becomes your church, right? The gym becomes your therapy. The gym becomes everything. But it's not just about the gym. It's about what happens in the gym. It's about that state of mind where you can piece everything together and figure out your problems with what you're doing. And if you can't do that, you have to find some other way to do that. And I couldn't figure out what to do. I didn't understand that adapting my training and now adding some yoga stretches and yoga into it, making sure I do more cardio now than I used to, which is something for my health, doing the basic exercises, but doing also functional exercises, and not worrying about what I used to do, what I used to be, what I once was. It doesn't matter what used to, once was. In the past is in the past. It does not fucking matter. It no longer exists. Present is the only thing that exists, and the future hasn't happened yet. So we technically do not live in the future. We do not live in the past. We live in the present. And I was living a lot in the past. Not the way past, but past enough to where my present was being affected, feeling like there wouldn't be a future because my present couldn't be as good as my past. I had to learn that the present was different than the past. And I control how I feel, how I think. The gym doesn't control it. For the first time in my life, I had to find motivation outside of the gym. I had to find inspiration outside of the gym. I had to wake up in the morning and say, the gym's not going to do it for me today, so I have to do it. How am I going to do it? This right here, the ninth life. I'm in my ninth life, okay? And if you guys don't know what that means, is the ninth life in the addiction realm means you've lived such a crazy lifestyle and almost died so many times that you're like a cat. You got 9 lives, and you're on your last fucking life. Ninth life 2020, that's what it represents. I literally had to wake up one day and say, this life is about friends, family, my wife, which is still family, my dog, which is still family, my businesses, which are created specifically with different things that will help people that the things are not out there already. So everything kind of relates around when I leave this earth. I don't want people to go, yeah, Jerry was a bodybuilder. I want people to go, Jerry was a bodybuilder. He was a musician. He was a wrestler. He was a philosopher. He was a fucking columnist. He was a fucking pastor. He was a Freemason. Like, he was a high school athlete. He was a good son. He was a good, I almost said father, but father to Brady. A good husband. He was a good person. He was spiritual. He understood that we're all created equal, and we decide through free will what we decide to do and go out there and do, whether it's good or bad. We all have good in us. We're born from good. We all have bad in us. It all comes out from time to time. We're all the same. I want to be known as that guy that had shit figured out and was able to give it to people the way that they could understand so they could make their lives better. I want people to remember me with a smile on their face, not for my physique. Oh, good physique helps, like it helps you feel good about yourself. You're working hard, you're progressing, you're building something. Those things still mean stuff to me. But in order to pull myself out of that depression and not have to go get medicated for it, which I knew it wasn't a clinical depression where it was something that was genetic. I knew that depression I was in that depression because of my circumstances, which clinical depression is something different. But regardless, the anxiety that comes with this stuff makes it so much worse, which is clinical for me, which is diagnosed, which is hereditary, to where the CBD oil didn't even work anymore. That's how bad it was. I'd take the CBD and I would still have that fire in my stomach. I started to get an ulcer. Every time I ate, my stomach would fucking hurt. I would drink water, my stomach would fucking hurt. My stomach hurt all the fucking time. I could not believe what the fuck was happening to me because I was on such a high. I wasn't high, but I was on such a high in February last year before I tore my pec. I had just started GIFD labs. We had the whole year ahead of us. And then the pec tear happened. And it threw this monkey wrench in. A lot of people may not think that that's something that would throw a monkey wrench in there, but it changed my life in a big way and it taught me a lesson. And that's when I realized everything is a lesson. Well, I already knew that. But this was a big lesson to put me in depression, to put me in states of anxiety, to push me even further for what's about to come in my future. Everything is training you for what's about to come. Everything is conditioning you for what's yet to come. I don't know what's to come, but I do know that realizing these are lessons and looking for the lessons that are happening in the circumstances that you're going through is the key. Is the key to managing my anxiety, is the key to managing my depression, is the key to managing my life, and the key to my motivation, my inspiration, my daily grind, so to speak, that even though I literally felt like curling up in a ball and just fucking putting a gun in my mouth and pulling the trigger certain days, I got out of bed. I did my daily things. I even told Aaron that I had actually in my head more than once, and this is not even just now, planned my suicide to where no one would be able to stop it and it would just happen. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's a scary thing because realistically I know watching this, you go, Jerry, you literally have nothing to be depressed about. Jerry, you literally have nothing to have anxiety about. Because I know there are people that live different lives that are worse off, etc. But the anxiety that's clinical pushes you to a state where you feel like death would be better than to be that anxious, to feel that pit in your stomach, to feel like your head's going to pop because of something that has nothing to do with you. It's genetic. You were born with it. So in closing, this is a deep-ass fucking video, and the purpose of it, honestly, is just to put it out there to let you guys know, like, it doesn't matter how good people have it, money-wise, house-wise, family-wise, whatever the fuck is going on, followers-wise, whatever the fuck is going on. Everybody struggles. We are all the same. No matter who we are, we all struggle. We all fear things. We all get hurt. We all have anxiety. We all get depressed. We all go through these things. And it's about time we start talking about it, sharing it with other people, sharing the experiences. And if somebody hears your experience, and they contact you, you might be able to help them with it. You know what I mean? I sat in the expo, at the LA Fit Expo, and I talked to people about these things that are personal to them, not even training, like things that were personal to them. And that, I feel like, really is my next adventure in my life. It's not necessarily the body. The bodybuilding thing is what brings me to you guys, right? It's what gives me a vehicle to people with like-minded things, which, if you're like-minded, you're more apt to listen to me than your girlfriend. That vehicle allows us to open that dialogue to where we can now talk and hopefully help you, help me, help him, help her, help everyone around us. Because that's where true change starts. And as much as I don't want to be the one responsible for this, I don't want to be the one that says, well, I have a following, therefore I need to be responsible enough to do this, because that's a lot of responsibility. That's not what it is. I don't feel like I need to be responsible. I feel like I want to help, which is totally different. So in closing, like, this is a long-ass video. You guys, if you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and love you guys, honestly. And Bradley, keep up the good work, because it is important that this stuff gets out. And I actually encourage anyone out there who has anything to think about this stuff, that they're going through something, put the videos out, because we do have platforms. People will listen to us. Us talking about it will make it okay for other people to start healing. But we need to take that first step, because other people aren't. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Biosphere, and I approve this message. And we're out.